Hey, Dino. Hi. Hi, hon.
Hello.
Can you want me to kind of like input for a minute?
Sure.
Can
You
I?
go ahead.
Just to kind of maybe, put like another, just give you something for it. So that way take you out of it for a second.
Probably not, but you can go for it.
No, I can go for it just for a second. Like, I think that maybe, like, I understand that you're upset about how your brother messaged you, and I understand that's not the way to go about it. But I think that takes away from the loss that your mother's going through, the fact that maybe you're upset more because he gets to be there and comfort your mother at a time that, and I think that might be like, maybe there's something there between you two, but right now is not the time.
Yeah, no, I agree with you.
For that.
I agree with you
like
wholeheartedly.
right now is, and I know that you have this emotion, but that emotion maybe could be used towards like even the talking on your mom, taking that energy
Oh, yeah.
and actually talking.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Because you just said about the text, and I don't want to make you. I want to make you feel good and tell you that yes, you are in the right to say that your brother did message you in a horrible
Yeah.
way, because that is
Oh,
bullshit.
yeah.
Like that is a bullshit way to go
Yeah.
about it. Okay, that I agree with you 100%.
No.
I just think that maybe the focus right now,
Oh, yeah.
that anger. It's an emotion to protect yourself from emotions,
Sure.
like the vulnerable
No, well,
ones.
it's very possible.
So I think
it's not, and see,
and I think
Yeah.
maybe you could be like a little bit, because you haven't seen your mom, and
No.
I know you miss her, and I
Absolutely.
know you love your mom. Your mama's boy completely,
It's
so
true.
I get it. And then your brother's with her, and I think maybe you have like a resentment because he gets to be with her right now. So anything he does in the manner that he does it, which is horrible what he did, but in the way that he does it, it might affect you a little bit more. But right now, that maybe emotion could be turned towards your mom
Oh,
and
yeah.
saying, "Hey."
Yeah.
Calling her up and being like, "Hey, I'm here for
Yeah.
you, and I get it."
and
Like,
that's what I did. And you know what? And like I'm
yeah.
over the anger part about it. It's more so, and yeah, actually, it's funny that you would say that, is because so there, two of my brothers with their spouses live in my mom's home, and the one of them is my second oldest brother, who's become a great man. He used to be have a really short fuse and always be aggressive. He's actually the shortest out of all of us, so it was always very funny. But he's become a very patient and kind and thoughtful man over the years, to the point where he says some stuff and I'm like, wow, okay. It's quite surprising. But the brother who texted me, he is a piece of shit. So this is the thing, is the funny part is he is actually, out of all the siblings, he was the smartest. But while I joke and say how I'm lazy at an Olympic level, he's not. It's almost like he's maliciously lazy unless it's something having to do with his wife. And his wife is a piece of shit too. And so it makes it that much worse, because this is the thing, is you're right, is that of my other brother, I'm happy that he's there to console my mother. The brother that texted me,
Yeah.
I'm sad because I know he won't console my mother. That's more so than anything else. Me not being there,
He's trying to maybe make it.
oh, if he even discusses it, he just says, like, he's not, he's smart when it is only for his own gluttony of person. Do you understand? Like, it's not he's going to be made to look good, then he's the smartest guy. And that's the thing, is, out of all of us, he's the only one that got into a university. And then so we grew up in a very religious household. I saved myself for marriage. All of my siblings did as well. And that brother, who was the only one that got into university, my dad said, listen, you want to get married? No problem. Move into the house with your wife, no problem. I'll continue to pay for school. Just go to school and finish. And he ended up failing courses. He went to Ryerson and he failed 2 courses, and then tried to take them again the next semester, failed them again, and that's when you get suspended for 5 years. At the time, I think it was, suspended for 5 years. So, and then he essentially just never did anything again, and then just suckled from daddy's teat, because my dad had his own business. I'm the only one that never worked. Like, I worked for my dad, but then I went and found a job elsewhere. So that brother, and listen to it this way, just to put it in perspective, he's the guy where we would have a family get together. Okay, when I still got together with the family, we would have a family get together, and we're like, okay, we'd be like, hey, we're waiting for you. And he'd be like, yeah, just start without me. I'm like, no, we don't want to start without you. We don't start until everyone's here. And he's like, well, I'm on my way. And I would get on the phone and go, honk your horn. Honk your horn. If you're on your way, honk your horn. He's like, oh, you're a jerk. Yeah, that's what I thought. He was still at home and was like, oh, yeah, I'll go a little bit later. Going, who are you being late for? And that's like, he was that kind of a selfish person where I'm going, what in your mind would make you think that that's how you should treat, like, look, we disagree on a certain stance and that has resulted in a fissure in the family, but am I his enemy? No, we're still blood. And for me at this point I'm going, oh, what you've done now is you're saying we're no longer siblings, and that hurts me, because what did I do? Why you wouldn't go out of your way to treat your worst enemy in that fashion? So why would you treat your brother? You know what I mean? Like, it's like, I'm over the anger part about it. I'm trying to understand what possibly could be going through his mind that makes these kind of actions make sense. And to top it all off is, I just found out that another comic in the Toronto scene has just passed away, and it's a bunch of people saying that it was a younger woman. She was very funny, very charismatic, nicest person, but nobody's said what happened, which obviously it's nobody's business. But it's like, oh, she passed away. You're like, what the fuck? How did she pass away? And now I'm just standing going, well, fuck today. Today fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And it's just so, I don't know. And that's the thing, is like, nobody's good at dealing with death. And it's, and you don't want to say, oh, well, it's different for me. No, it's hard for everybody. There's no, and like my dad passing, fuck, I still have problems with him. That was years ago. Just because it fucking sucks. And that's why, like, you try and understand it, what goes through people's minds, but I don't know.
But I don't think you should. I don't think you should try to understand people. I think you should just try to understand yourself. Because you can't boggle your mind with what's going on with somebody else.
I accept the challenge.
Because
I accept the challenge.
You're gonna end up you're gonna make yourself all upset, because you'll never will. You'll never get it.
I might go crazier? Is that what we're saying now? Look at me!
The world is crazy. Humankind is crazy. We repeat the same things over and over again, expecting different results. It's a definition of crazy that we
Someone's been reading a book. Starts with a D, ends with an I think. No, you're right. It's and that's like the frustrating thing is, on a daily basis, I'm
not good enough for a thesaurus.
Not yet, hun. Not yet. Okay. Maybe soon. Christmas is around the corner. Christmas is around.
When I can spell it, I can have one.
There you go. That's the winner. I'm actually really bad at spelling, so I'm horrible at spelling.
How do we spell thesaurus? I'm like, I know there's an O-U-R-I-O-S.
I don't think there's an O. I don't. And now I'm gonna find out. No, now we gotta find out.
Thesaurus. There's gotta be an O. Or thesaurus. How do you like?
There is definitely no thesaurus. I just looked it up. So
is that not such a word?
Thesaurus is.
Is it a word that we made up?
No, there's no O in it. There is no O in thesaurus. That's